In this video, we're going to cover how to customize borders for images, text, and any element within your pages. We're going to select sportsfootage.com, which is going to bring us to a list of all the current pages on the website. Now, whenever you add a new website, a homepage template is going to automatically be created. So let's go ahead and click on that home icon, and we're going to be taken to the custom template for our page. Let's go ahead and scroll down to work with creating borders around an image. You're going to want to hover over the image, come to the simple pop-up menu, and click on Image Styling. You're going to see a menu bar pop up on the right-hand side of the screen, and the first step is we're going to want to add color to our border. We can go ahead and scroll down to the bottom. You'll see a box for borders. Step number 1, we're going to want to click in the border box to select a color. Let's go ahead and select a dark blue. After you've selected your color, it's important to drag up the transparency bar. So this far right dial is going to change the border transparency. And if we want the border to show up, let's go ahead and move it all the way to the top so the opacity is set at 100. Now to the right of that border color, we have the option to select a different color if we hover over the border. So let's go ahead and click inside to select our color, and let's go with a slightly lighter blue. One of the cool things is if you guys do have a specific RGBA number, you can go ahead, copy and paste that to select specific colors for your brand. And again, we're going to be taking that opacity dial, and let's go ahead and move it all the way up. Now, in order for our border to show up, we're going to want to add some thickness to it. So currently the thickness is blank, but if we go ahead and select the thickness to 7, for example, and then we select our border type, we can go with a solid line. You will now see the border appear around your image. Now you can add a box shadow to the image if you like. And by changing the border radius, let's go ahead and change it to 7%. You'll see that the border now has curved edges. One of the great features that I love is being able to further customize the radius and get really specific when it comes to the top left, right, and bottom left and right corners. So if we wanted to keep the left corners curved, and we wanted to add straight edges to the right corners to match the layout of our page, we could come to the top right corner here and select 1 pixel. That's going to create a much sharper edge around our top right corner. We can do the same thing to the bottom right, and now you can see we've customized round corners on the left side, and we have straight edges on the right. So get creative with customizing your border type, thickness, playing with the box shadow feature, adding a border radius, and understanding what changing the top left, top right, bottom left, or bottom right radius will do to your border. Now moving down, there's a feature for single borders. Now your border type must be set, but if you've been following along with this tutorial, you'll be able to change the thickness of the bottom, right, top, or left borders. So for the top, let's go ahead and set that to 10. As you can see, the border thickness increased on the top, and it's slightly larger than it is on all other sides. You can always come back and adjust the thickness of the border. That's going to override any changes created in the single borders tab. As you can see, I can change the border thickness to blank, and you'll be able to see that drop shadow now. We can go ahead and play with the drop shadow and change that, as you'll see a slight shadow around the edge. If we scroll up to the top and we go ahead and we save our changes, we can now continue working on customizing other elements within our web page. As you can see, you can create borders around images, videos, buttons, entire sections. Get creative with customizing borders. And if you would further like to be able to increase or decrease the spacing and size between borders, text, images, and videos, we've recorded a separate lesson on understanding padding and margins and how you can customize those by styling various elements in your page. So check that tutorial out.